All right, it's looking good.
That was nice, quick and easy. G'day guys, Josh from Scoped Out. Last time we fitted out our scope fitting area with a bunch of Real Avid gear. Funny enough, I have a scope to fit, so I brought it in to fit it up and see how easy it is to use. So first up, chuck the rifle in, which is remarkably simple. Now, going on top of my NRL rifle, we have the brand new scope from ZeroTech, their new Trace Advanced with their RMG3 reticle in it. Now, obviously, when you are chucking a scope on your rifle, you need some form of rings or mount. And for that, I have the 4-bolt Porter Machine Works Uni-Mount. Now, we will start and get the gun level, which I've been told is super simple by just adjusting this little red knob down here to cant your rifle along. And now that that's looking pretty bang on, now that that's in position, that's set and don't need to touch it again. Now I've had a scope on this before and I know that I generally like to run my optics pretty far back. So I'm gonna try and get it in the same position as I did last time and see how close we are. Now that's in position where I'm happy with it, I'm just gonna adjust this up to 40 pounds because that is what the base of the rings take. Right, now these top caps need to come off. Now that is actually quite a nice feature on the torque wrench of the top cap actually just freely rotates. So you're able to just put a little bit of pressure on it to hold it in and just freely spin it. That is super quick. All right, now that is all torqued, we've got our top caps off. We can chuck our scope in there. Luckily, this just clears. That's probably about as close as I want to get that. Probably got about 1 to 2 mil of a gap in there, which is perfect. Now I'm just gonna loosely chuck these top caps on. I'm gonna have to play with seeing where my eye relief sits. All right, they're all in there, so its scope is now secure, but it has a little bit of wiggle room to move back and forth. So I'm gonna come jump on this side and get myself into position, which that is actually pretty bang on. And I'm just playing with shimmying it back and forward, just ever so slightly to get it in that optimal range for my eyes. I think it's there. Now, I'm pretty happy with that. That feels exactly how I had it before. Before I tighten these down and torque and lock it in, I know that there is a bit of Real Avid gear that I haven't actually played with, and it is this thing for leveling with your reticle. I don't quite know how this works, so I'm gonna go grab someone that does. So I need some assistance.
Can do. All right, so we are going to level the scope out and we're going to use this chart here. Now, obviously we've got these lines here. We're going to line the reticle up on that and get that all nice and level. So
yeah, that sounds much better than off the top of the scope.
Yeah, the top of the scope is sort of a quick and dirty method to get you out and get you pretty close.
Yeah.
You always want to, particularly long range shooting, you always want to do it on a plumb line out in the field because that's a real accurate way of getting the reticle done. But this may actually resolve it and allow us to do it here. So we're gonna line that up there.
Yep, get that all level.
Yeah, I will get that level in a moment. We'll just make sure it's in the right position before I move it. Guns level?
Guns level.
Cool.
This hasn't moved.
Sweet, so we need that. Grab that. Now this has 2 options to mount to, either Picatinny rail or a barrel mount. You don't have either.
Barrel mount's gonna be a bit problematic.
So there's a Picatinny one, but we'll put that on there anyway. Now, on a larger objective, this might work. No, we probably need to drop it down here. So I'm going to get you to make sure that is level and hold down on that. And you'll see that we are coming through on there already. So perfect. All right, and then we will get this.
So I'm all level.
Good.
That actually sits there quite nicely.
Get that one level as well. Now, so take this cap off here. Once you're level there,
all good to go.
Use this adjustment here. Be able to focus that reticle so we get a nice crisp image. Looking good there. We don't want to zoom in too much because obviously we start losing, because we start stacking glass, we start losing the image. So, but we want to get that there. It's probably a little bit loose. So we're just going to sit that so it's nice and even the whole way around. Cool, that's looking good there. Just going to lock it down. A little bit more. Make sure that in doing so we haven't adjusted it.
Yep.
All right, it's looking good. I'll let you do that one back up.
Cool.
That's it. Easy done.
Easy. That was nice, quick and easy. Now that that is done, all I need to do is torque the rings down, get it out to the range, get it zeroed and start shooting matches. So we'll see you out there. And so that probably beats my phone level.